Alright guys, so today I'm making a video talking about our good friend power, energy. Um, I want to talk about the um, possibility, and I think it's a very highly likelihood, that you'll start seeing uh, power fluctuations, energy fluctuations, a lot of stuff, power outages going on around here in America. And this is going to be happening pretty soon, believe it or not. You're going to start seeing some power outages going on here in America. You might not think it, you might think, well, that's much BS, but it's really not. Because, I mean, I've seen some things, and I know some things that's going on right now. And I don't always tell everything, tell my sources and everything else. Uh, but right now, there's about 2,000, on average, there's about 2,000 attacks towards our power grid every single day. And there's hackers already hacked into our power grid system. And they're there behind their computers, and they can basically turn off our power and light switches at any given time. Yeah, and that would be enough to do the trick right there. There's 2,000 attacks, cyber attacks on America every single day, daily. 2,000 cyber attacks. So what we need to do, we need to be looking at getting ways to have power that's not on the power grid right now. And I told my mama this about I think it's about 3 years ago. My mom was like, "What the heck are you talking about?" And she didn't believe me, so I think it was about 3 or 4 years ago, and I bought 3 years ago, and I bought her this great big light. You can buy it down Harbor Freight for like $30. It's like a big long bar light, and it's got magnets that hangs up underneath the car hood. It's rechargeable. They recharge the thing every time they use it. It's lasts them a long time. They absolutely love that thing. And I also bought her one of these solar panels, which I'll explain in a minute. But I also bought her one of these solar panels, and this time I'm actually buying her something else. I bought her one of these. This is a headlamp. I got me one too. So these are just the cheap Ozark Trails, just from Walmart. They're just the Ozark Trail. If you want to see what it actually is, it's the 500 lumens one. It's like, there's like $9, but I bought one of these for her. My mama's kind of one of those people that doesn't. My mama's not as bleeding edge as I am, if you know what I mean. She doesn't. I pretty much have to kick her in the butt, kick her back in the right direction. And I told her not too long back. I said, "Mama, you need to start preparing again." And I said things are going to get bad. And she said, "I know." And then she don't want to listen to me. And I'm like, "Mama, I'm telling you, you really need to start preparing again." So I'm gonna go ahead and open this thing up. Let's see what we get, and how easy this thing is to install while I'm doing this. Yeah, I mean, you got a lot of people right now also running air conditioners and stuff like that too, and the heat and the power lines, and it's the over hot summer. It's an overly hot summer. That's basically what they call the El Nino effect, and everything else. So basically, with all this stuff going on, you really need to be looking at, getting yourself in a situation where you're in good shape for power outages. And the solar panel stuff works best during the summertime. It really does. I got some solar powered lights outside, and they work great during the summertime. Come winter time, it's a little more something to talk about. Okay, so let's see how we work here. It's like it's just some kind of big band, and it somehow just slides right in there. Okay, so I'm just going to slide them right in, and we'll get her started here. Yeah, but the power grid, I mean, really, the power grid's about to go out. Yeah, this thing, it looks like it'd be pretty simple to do. course, in about 15 minutes, I might be cursing at it like a sailor. So we'll see. I have a tendency to kind of get mad and aggravated sometimes. But it means I get care. It means I care whenever I get really mad and aggravated. But it's real easy. It just slides like right behind two little hoops right there. It's not hard to put together. Pretty simple. Let's see how well it fits in my big old head. We used to have some of these things. We used to call them. We used to call them peeing lights. Yeah, we used to have these things. We used to call them peeing lights. Because what we'd do is we'd go out in the woods, build a big bonfire. And I shouldn't be really telling that, but we used to go out in the woods, build this big bonfire out in the woods. And what we would do, we would actually just have one of these little lights, and we'd go walk off and go pee against a tree. We'd have a great big old bonfire. A bunch of us would be there, sitting around the fire drinking like crazy. We'd be sitting around drinking. We'd be sitting around drinking beer, and we'd just walk right off and go pee up against trees and stuff like that. And then we'd go back over there and hang out. We'd go back over there and kind of hang out and just drink some more. This after we got off work, we had this thing out there. We had this big old bonfire. So I was thinking, whoa, yeah, she definitely 500 lumens. Woo wee, that's bright. Holy crap. Yeah, you can definitely see your way around with that thing on your head. I don't know if you guys can even see me with that thing. Jesus, that's bright. It's a 2 switch button here. The first starts one, and then it kind of like, first starts one, then it kind of starts another one. Woo! And then there's like a red light. It's supposed to be on this thing too. I think this one has a red light. Let me see here. Apparently not. I thought it had a red light. There it goes. You just hold it for the red light. Yeah, there you go. Pretty cool little light. I mean, for $9, not a bad light. But yeah, these things are pretty cool because you can work around without your with your hands free, and you can just sit here, turn the light, and then you can still work. You know, you can work. I know I'm kind of blinding you a little bit there, but you can kind of work with your hands, and you can still do your thing and work with your hands. And another good thing about the red light, I'll show you. You can kind of see it's not as bright, right? It's not as bright. The cool thing about a red light like this, though, is if you ever want to go out in the woods, or you're ever out in the woods, you want to go stealth, for some reason you're not wanting to be seen by a lot of people, the red light sometimes can be kind of stealth. It won't be seen as much because of the color of it. And also, another thing, it can be good for, let's say, animals. Like if you're out there and you don't want to be seen by a bunch of animals, sometimes this can actually prevent the animals from seeing you. So it's good to have the red light involved on one of these too. The red light can also be used in the case you're walking like in traffic. You know, sometimes they'll see a flashlight, but then they won't be seeing a thing. I won't be seeing they'll be seeing a flashlight, but they won't really stop for a flashlight. But if you got a red light on, sometimes that tells them, you know, hey, they'll stop, maybe check it out, see what's going on here. So it's an advantage. It really is. But getting off this topic of these things, like I said, we used to use it for a peeing light. That's why we just call it peeing light. We put this thing on our head, go pee, and we come back over there. All right, boys, who needs it next? So we just walk on up in there and go pee. Then here you go. Hey, boys, who needs it next? Just right over there. Let's go pee. So yeah. Anyway, you need to be looking at maybe getting some stuff for power, because the energy system is about to fall apart. It could fall apart at any given time. I mean, you know already that our infrastructure is not up to speed, right? I think we all know our infrastructure is not up to speed. And another problem is our transformers are very old and outdated. And if the grid system starts up with China and everything else, then China is the one that's giving us our power generators. we wait a long time for power generators, and with our system already down so far, just basically our infrastructure and everything else is already down so far. If the brick starts up, that all that's gone. Might as well just kiss that goodbye. I mean, really. And power might go out at any given might be out at any given time. On top of that, who's to say that Putin and them will actually send? I'm gonna also add one thing else to this that I did buy. Hold on one second. You have to. Sorry about that, guys, but you have to kind of remember that I kind of live for this stuff. So actually, I bought me some potassium chloride pills. And basically, if you don't know what these are, you take 2 pills a day for at least 10 days in case of nuclear radiation. And if they drop an EMP attack, they might not drop it on the Earth. It won't necessarily hit Earth, but it might do like a higher atmosphere thing. But even if it detonates in a higher atmosphere, you can still get the radiation poison. So really, an EMP attack could tell you to go outside. It couldn't. You could go outside, or you could decide to stay inside for 2 days. That's entirely up to you. But if you got these pills here, these are like $9 online. So if you basically take these pills, I made a video a couple weeks ago. I was going to actually talk about these things, but I didn't do it. And the potassium iodide. Well, I talked about it in the video I made, and I just didn't like the video. I also put on there some stuff with rat traps and some ammo, but I just didn't like the video. I didn't feel like it was up to my speed, so I just said, okay, I'm not going to post this video. But yeah, if you take 2 of these pills, it's 2 pills. I think it's 2 pills for an adult, 1 pill for a kid. Keep out of reach of children. Let's see, warning if you're pregnant. 2 tablets, directed use for a short term use only. For up to 10 days for adults. Let's see, children 3.5. I say up to. Let's see, for children 3 through 12, up to 2 tablets. So basically, I guess you give the kids 2 tablets too, up to 2 tablets. I guess if you got a smaller kid, 1 tablet. But so basically, you should. It's up to you if you have those. If you don't feel like, hey, if the world's that bad off, then maybe I don't need potassium iodide. I got them for the reason and the purpose of, in case some kind of, let's say, I so happen to survive something like that, hey, I've got something. And people want to sit here and they don't sit there and think. I talked to a lot of people right now who's saying, the rapture's coming, and God's going to rapture everybody out of here. I don't know He's not. I don't know what God is. I don't know God is. I just know that everything's lining up for the rapture. I noticed a lot of things like the Gog and Magog war, Russia and Iran teaming up, and they're going to go and Iran going against Israel. Right now, that's the Magog and Magog war. You've got all the nations in the Middle East, even our buddies Saudi Arabia. It's always been our buddies. They're turning against Israel right now, and it says all nations will turn against Israel. Also, we look at the Bible. We can say it shall be like in the times of Noah. Whenever that's what Jesus said. It should be like in the times of Noah. Also, it says earthquakes in diverse places, man against me, and it talks about wars and rumors of wars and stuff like that, which is happening right now. Wars and rumors of wars, lots of different things going on. So it's all lining up to be the end of the times, end of the world, right? But we don't know that is so that it's going to happen immediately, and we don't know how far it's going to go before the church is raptured out of here. So let's just say it like that. And I ain't going to get into details about it all, but it's true. Okay. But let's talk quickly too, though, about what you can have. that will be okay and keep you, kind of keep you some power in this in safety of your, the power and safety of everything in your home. And what you can do, you can build Faraday cages. I don't know if you know anything about Faraday cages. I actually need to. I was watching Canadian Prepper. I just seen him get a little trash can that was solid metal. It'd be cool for this guy. I need to get one of those for this guy. I don't really have a Faraday cage for this guy. I need to get him a Faraday cage if I want to keep him alive. Uh, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. But first, let me talk about the power. First talk about power and what it does. And we take advantage of power a lot. Power is a necessity because it keeps your air conditions your home. It keeps things hot. Basically, you use other stuff. Use other things besides that. For that purpose, cooking and everything else. I'm gonna get one more thing real quick, and I'll be right back. Yeah, I went and got something else, and I'll explain what's in this black box. I don't know if you know it or not, but I'm always prepared for everything. I mean, in a short-term outage, that thing will be great. What I just showed you there is in the black box. So, really, you need to be looking at getting everything straight and out in your life, as far as what you'll have to cook with, what you're going to have for power sources and stuff like that. I would be, if you watch me for any period of time, I'm hoping most of you guys already have your food, and I'm hoping that you already have your guns, and I'm hoping that you already have this stuff. I mean, most of you guys chat with me and stuff like that, you pretty much got this stuff, and I hope you do. But you do need to be looking at getting some stuff for power source and for cooking sources too. So let me just show you some things, give you some ideas. And this stuff kind of works for every person's budget. It works differently for every single person. It's all depends on you. But I'm gonna start with some of the cheaper stuff first. And this guy here, it's a really easy little guy to get. It's a 7 watt. This is like, I think $30. It's an 18-volt DC thing, and it's like $30. He's the coolest little guy. He can do a lot of things for you. He can power up. He can jump off your car. He's got jumper cables with him. I'll show you the stuff he's got. He's got these jumper cables. I'm really not sure why you would have a power source like this for it. Doesn't really make much sense to me why you would have a power source that's for a car charger. I really don't understand why you'd have a power source for a car charger. I don't understand that. Let's see. This is an auto lighter adapter, but I don't really understand why it has that in there. But anyway, this has a USB port, okay? And I can tell you from experience, I've used this guy before. He actually works really good out there, and out there for charging your cell phone. And it also comes with this. This can be used. You just put it on your negative battery cable and your positive battery cable. That can be used to charge your battery, and that's a good thing. And then also you have this little thing here. It's a USB port, so you can plug up any cell phone and everything else, and this thing will charge your cell phone just fine. You get these at Harbor Freight. It's the Thunderbolt solar Magnum. It says they're like $30 down there, and if you have nothing else, this would be pretty cool, because I mean, if you can buy one of our cheap power banks down there at Harbor Freight, and if you buy their cheap power bank, this thing will be awesome. It will just be awesome. I've done videos on this stuff before. But this would just be awesome in case of a power outage. I mean, even if you buy just our cheap power bank for your cell phones and stuff like that, I mean, you can listen to MP3 music and stuff like that. And also, with that power bank, you can you get a good power bank. You can do many other things. You can also listen to a little small radio. You can recharge flashlights, rechargeable flashlights with that. there's many things you can do. So if you got one of these, just one of those little guys, you'll be doing good. They actually sell some rechargeable kits on Amazon. That's like with a power bank for like $60. They're not great. They're not good. They're not the greatest thing in the world, but they are okay, and it does come with a power bank for $60 with your. This is only 7 watt, but these come with like 30, 40 watt ones. So, I mean, that's pretty good. I mean, it's not nothing like the Jackery, but it is pretty good, you know. So it's a good thing to have. Think about it, and you know, nothing else, you can get you one of those little cell phone charging power banks that have a solar reflector thing on there, and those are like $30 on Amazon too. That's pretty cool to have because you have the power of the sun that's charging your stuff. You know, in North Carolina here, and let's say up north and around places where it's just not going to get that much sun, where we're limited more, and you'd say, well, why do you want to keep a cell phone alive? I mean, I don't know about you, but I got a lot of stuff that's in my cell phone. You know, like, you know, I got different things in my cell phone. You know, you can have videos in your cell phone. You can have music downloaded and put in your cell phone. You can have a lot of different things already in that cell phone that's there. It's a legal thing. I mean, you got it there, and why not use that for playing? And then I know I used to have a cell phone. I don't have one no more, but I used to have a cell phone. I used to have a radio app. Used to have a little radio thing in it, but it was a plain cell phone. But it would literally play the radio from like down in like Charlotte and places like that. So, okay, so second up, this is off the power subject, but this is a good little thing to have. This is a Coleman gas stove. I had to take them out in a while. I don't know how. It looks like a little bit of oil got in. I don't know how that possibly happened. But I had to take them out in a while. And let's make sure I open it the right way. But yeah, this is a Coleman butane stove. And basically you take and you put your cartridges right here. This is butane. And you put your cartridges right inside here in this area. This is a good little guy to have too. Now this guy is about like $30. Now you can buy white gas stoves if you prefer to have white gas. And with white gas stoves, you can actually use kerosene. You don't actually have to have white gas. You can actually use kerosene. So if you get a nice kerosene thing you have on hand, you can do that. They also got what they call kerosene stove that you can buy online on Amazon. And it's got some wicks there, and basically it's a little bit of a pain in the butt to put together installation. But basically you put kerosene down in it, and then you pull the thing to check to see if you got fuel. And on the end of that, it's got a little wick thing. You like that little wick thing? You dip it down in there. You put it down in there, and then blow. I think you blow it out, and then you put it back down in the thing. It's pretty cool. It's called a kerosene stove, and it's just a little small thing, and you put pots and stuff on top of it as long as you got kerosene. And kerosene doesn't go bad. I've had kerosene out in the tool shed for many years, and I ain't never had it go bad on me yet. So, you know, you can find, also you can go around oil drums, stuff like that. People think, well, that's bad. Yeah, I've never seen it go bad. I've seen gasoline go bad, expire, but I've never seen it go bad. And also, you got to also remember too, with kerosene, you can also, it's a bit nastier, but you can also use diesel as a kerosene alternative. So I have some of the alternative fuels here. I mean, like I got to carry a couple kerosene. I got 3 kerosene heaters around this house right now. I got 3 of them. I got a round one, and I got 2 square boxes, and then at that bug out location I got a wood stove. So you know, you got to look at it from that point of view, that you know, what can you use? And you don't know that the power's not going to come back on. I mean, give it a couple of days, and biggest indicator that will tell you that an EMP attack happened. I mean, if your cell phone still works, and let's say an EMP attack happened, and let's say you pick up your cell phone, power goes out, right? You're driving down the street, cars die. Well, that's a big indication. And then you pick up your you know, you see all the cars die, and all of a sudden you pick up your cell phone, doesn't work, right? You got 72 hours before maybe in 48 hours before the real panic starts sits in. Within the very first day, people going to Dollar General, they're going to looting places, stuff like that. I mean, because that's just what they are. They're a bunch of den of thieves. They're going to steal whatever that's not nailed down. That's the way they are. But, so let me get into this too, real quick, and then I'm going to end this video right here. And I want to show you this guy. But this is, if you want to step it up, you can get into stuff more like this guy. And there's different versions of this. This is a more expensive one, but they got some cheaper versions on Amazon. In some cases, when I look at the ones on Amazon, I wonder why I got this for, because like they got like what I paid for this. I could have got it's probably 700 watt. This is a 550. I probably could have got like 700 watt of a different name brand. And I look at this and I'm like, yeah, I might would have went with that instead of a Jackery. But anyway, Jackery. And you can see, I'll show you. This thing has not lost charged. I've had this thing in there, sitting there about almost 2 years now. I know I've had it in there for 2 years. It's not lost charge yet. See, I got a full battery, 100% full battery. You can't really see that too well, but I got a full battery. It says 100%. I kid you not. 0 watts output, everything else. This thing comes with 3 USB ports. It's got a car charging jack right there, a car charger thing right there. It's got a plug-in power thing. It also has a light. If I ever want to use this thing as a flashlight, I don't know why I would, but it's also got a light, a pretty bright light too. When I just did that thing, just the power illuminated. This thing, like I said, doesn't use power at all. And then this is my input thing for plugging it in and charging it up too. But it's been pretty good. It's pretty cool. I mean, I really hadn't had to use it much for any kind of reason, but it's pretty cool to have. Now, here's something you might want to look at too. Well, when you buy that, it comes. It depends. You can buy just the unit without this, but if you buy the whole thing, you get this full. I mean, you get the deal. You get the deal. This is a 100-watt panel. Okay. And I've talked about this in the past. This thing just sits there and it just got nasty oil on the cobwebs. But yeah, in this kit, in this thing here, it comes with, it comes with this, it has this pocket. And on this pocket here, I have my actual physical charger thing here for charging it from a wall jack right here. This is actually for charging it from wall, so I'll keep it inside here. And inside here, I've also got my other charger where I can charge it that way. I also got my other charger where I can charge it that way from the panel itself. And the panel also has, I don't know if you can see it, but right there, can you see that? That's USB ports. So the panel itself can be used to charge my cell phone. And then this guy here is also something I can plug into my battery, in my cigarette lighter. And when I plug this in my cigarette lighter, I can recharge my Jackery from my car too. So I have all that with this guy. But I got news for you. This guy does come at a nice price also. He's about $550. So that's with the panel. I don't know if he can find another panel or whatever, but he's $550. So he's an expensive doodad. Yeah, he's an expensive doodad. Also has this thing where when after I tip it up, I just lean it back and it's got these things that'll hold it in place for me, hold it up. It just hold it up for me. But yeah, it comes with all its charging ports here. I'm very gentle with these guys, and it's got a nice carry handle too. But the only thing about these, like I said, they are expensive. And this is a solar panel 100 output. That's a 100 output solar panel. And if you get the bigger one, I think the 1000 or 750, I think it is. It comes with 2. But you're gonna pay like $750, I think, or $1,000 for 1000s. So you're gonna pay the money out if you want to get. And then on top of that, you might look on Amazon because, like I said, they got a pretty nice one on there. It's not a 550 like that one. That's a 550, but it's not a 550. I think they got one on there. It's only a 300, and it's like 289. So if you want to step it up and really get into something more like that, probably a good idea. And on top of that, if you're worried about layaway or something like that, they got something called a firm, and you can use a firm, and you can buy it through a firm if that's something that you'd be interested in. So I mean, it might be worth checking out. It might be worth looking at. And that means buy now, pay later plan if you can't afford that. If you can't afford to pay cash for it, and that's understandable nowadays market and nowadays the way it is. It's totally understandable if you can't afford it. And I'm not going to tell you what brand to buy. I'm just going to say that, given some of the stuff I've seen on Amazon and some of the ones I've seen and watched reviews of and stuff like that, would I buy Jackery again? I don't know if I would buy Jackery again, but I can tell you Jackery has a very high quality. So if you want to buy Jackery, then that's entirely up to you. They are high quality, and this has been a pretty good one. So, but I will tell you this. I mean, guys, get prepared. Start getting some power stuff together. One thing I'm doing too, always, and this the purpose of me making this video too, is to give you ideas. And me dealing with you guys and me interacting with you guys and making these videos helps me as a person. It helps me prep. It helps get me pushing forward because I have my YouTube community and the people on here that actually want to see my content, and you guys actually are a help to me to keep me personally motivated, to keep me going at it and keep me thinking about it and stuff like that. So you guys really do help me to keep pushing forward with the prepping, because it gets to the point after a while where you're so prepped up that's like, Lord have mercy, is there anything else? And then you kind of get to the point where you're like, is anything really ever going to happen? And this, I mean, we're talking all this crap, is anything ever going to happen? And then you kind of realize when you see some things that goes on, it's like, yeah, I now know I'm a prepper. And start seeing stuff like, stuff off the coast of Cuba. You start seeing stuff like the pandemic that happened, and you start seeing people get locked into their homes and stuff like that. And like they did in Australia, they put people on lockdown for not taking the vaccine. You see all these different things happen, and when you see all these different things happen, and you see, people not having no toilet paper whenever the vaccine happened, and you see people not having no ammo, no guns, no nothing. And then at the end of the day, you kind of sit back and you think, now I know why I'm a prepper. And you think, thank God I'm a prepper, because these people are out here in this rat race, and I don't have to worry about it. Anyway, you be good at it, take it easy, and like I said, I think that you can very well enjoy yourself, I think you can very well enjoy your life, enjoy yourself too, but I also think that you need to be thinking about prepping. It's more of a main thing. And it gives you the peace of mind too. Hey, it gives you the peace of mind. Hey, I got food. Something happens, I got food. And like right now, if I were down at work down there, if all this crap were to go down and everything else, I got a buddy down there that's got a gun, right? I think he carries a gun. He might not have his gun on him. He might not have his gun in his truck, right? So he might not have his gun in his truck. And every single one of those guys are all screwed. All those people down there, they're all in trouble, except for one person, me, because I've got everything I need to be able to make it home. But all those people down there, they're done. And I got one guy down there that lives real close to me down the street down here. And if anything goes down, I'll make sure I get him. And I say, come on, let's go, and help him get home. But because he's coming my way anyway, so I'll be like, come on, let's go. But other than that, the rest of those people, something big happened, they'd be in trouble. So think about that. And that goes for you. I can't be there for you, but you can be there for yourself. I can't be there for you. I can't walk you through this. I can't hold your hand, but you can be there for yourself. Think about everything. Just think about it. All right. Be good. Get at it. Take it easy. And see you on the other side.